Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. This is Kisha Simone on Southern Bell Radio, DFWiRadio.com. I am your host again, Kisha Simone. For those of you that are new to the show, welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in. For those of you that listen every Saturday, thank you for your support and your love. Yes, I am representing the Sleepless in Compton shirt today, you guys. We're getting ready for the play. We have the amazing Adrian Mills in the building, CEO of ASPS Luxury Brand. Yes. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing good.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Of course, of course. We are so excited about you coming in and just joining us this hour. We have so many questions for you. So much information everybody wants to know, including myself. And we got some luxury bags he brought in, you guys. So y'all stay tuned because y'all going to look at these bags and hopefully you purchase one. You guys, shout out to Michael Kelly for making this happen. The man himself always introduced me to amazing guests. And Mr. Adrian Mills, he introduced me to. So thank you, Michael Kelly. I am so honored to introduce my guest that is here today. You guys, we're going to turn the cameras around. Please give a warm welcome for Adrian Mills in the building. Yes, sir. How are you?
I'm great. I'm blessed to be here.
Welcome again to the show. First of all, I want to say congratulations to your success because you have so many things that I'm going to say congratulations, but I'm also going to get on you because that bio you sent me didn't do justice. I was like, okay, now he playing. He's kidding. He's really not giving himself all his credits.
Right.
You have done phenomenal things that only I had to research to find out. You know what I mean? And that's something that means that you're very humble.
Right.
I really, I'm honored to meet you, first of all, and to start a line, all shoes protected and styled. First of all, where did that name come from?
Well, the name came from, I wanted to do a name for it, but I wanted to do something that kind of kept it in the family, and that's the initials of me, my wife, and my kids. So those are all our initials. So that's what the ASPS stands for. Okay. So that's kind of how I came up with that idea and came up with that concept of what I want the name to be.
Okay. When you're creating each bag, does it solidify somebody that you're thinking of? Because so many bags are so different. You have the ones that are custom. You have the ones that are this. Where does the idea for the creation come from?
I think I've always been kind of creative, and I wanted to do something, but I wanted to do something that was more niche than more of a line that looks just like everybody else's. So with each piece that I've done, I put a lot of thought into what I wanted to look like, and kind of how I wanted them to be viewed. So that's kind of the thought process. It's not really came from a person. It just came from what I can do to make mine unique from some of the other bags out there. And that's how I start my concepts.
Now, your bags cater to protecting and styling of shoes, correct?
Well, that's not all of my bags. That's just that was my first signature bag that I did. That was a shoe bag. That was my launch of bags. That was the first one I did, my signature bag. The other ones are many other things you could do with them, but that first one was just kind of like the groundwork for what I want to put out. And then some of the other ones, they just have little nuances that are different from other bags as well.
Okay. Now, when your first bag, we're going to talk about the first bag, then we're going to go to the creativity of the next one. My favorite, I'm going to tell you about the favorite.
All right.
The first bag, being the shoe bag, what made you say, let me give a custom bag? Because it's a nice shoe bag. I was telling Michael, that was really nice and very unique. What made you say, let me create a shoe bag?
Well, it just kind of came from kind of traveling with my family, and I don't know about everybody else, but just with me kind of traveling. And back then, my kids were smaller, very small at that time. So I had more money to put into shoes and things of that nature. So I wanted to create something. I got tired of my shoes and clothes being in the same bag when I travel. And when I would get to my destination, maybe the shoes got kind of scratched up or the clothes got dirty. So I wanted to create something that kind of separates your shoes from your clothes. So that's kind of where the concept and idea came up.
That's very smart, very smart. When you're talking about the creativity of the niching, can you break that down for us?
So kind of with my creativity, before I even pick a bag, I kind of pick what kind of materials I want to put on that bag.
That's what I wanted to know.
So whether it be leather or whether it be cowhide, even the colors that I picked were kind of different colors in some of the bags that you've seen out there. So my initial shoe bag is kind of like a gray and like a brown. So it's kind of like a different color than you see any other.
And then you have one the beige.
And I have a beige and brown as well. Yeah.
Yes, I like that.
So I kind of pick colors, and then from colors I kind of go with what bag I kind of want to do from the colors that I use.
Okay. And then picking the colors, is it to do with the season?
Not really to do with the season. It really just depends on how I feel at that moment, really.
When you created the signature bag that I love, and this is the one that looks like the crocodile, where were you going with that?
So originally I've been wanting to do a duffel bag, but I kind of started off with the shoe bag because I kind of wanted that introductory bag to be different and eye-catching. Okay. And then kind of reel them in with some other kind of traditional bags, if I can say that, kind of traditional bags. So actually I was watching, I think it was Good Morning America, and Usher had on like a croc dark brown jacket. And when I seen it, I said, I got to do a bag like that. So I just kind of researched it and figured out what was going to be closest to it. I didn't want it to be the same, but I want it to be that dark brown kind of color. And that's kind of where these two bags that I got with me today.
When it comes to who you're targeting, because a lot of the bags I was looking at, I was like, oh, I like that bag. Oh, I like that bag. And I was thinking of my son. Do you have signature bags that you customize for women or for children, or are these solely just for men?
No, I mean, all my bags are pretty versatile. As
so
far
universal.
as universal as far as what you call them, as far as but they just kind of, I just kind of do it on what I feel. More so, I guess target would be like entrepreneurs, business people. When I created the shoe bag, I had athletes in mind when I created the shoe bag. So that was my initial thought, like, hey, I'm gonna create a bag for athletes that travel a lot.
Now, I know you were a co-host for the Dallas Mavericks business. Yeah. And am I saying that right?
Well, it was a Dallas Mavericks. It was a business assist. It's called Dallas Mavericks Business Assist MBA.
Okay, tell us about that.
So it was a 5-month series where we had like once a month we would come in and meet, and they would bring like different people in, like people from Coca-Cola, execs, people from like different places in Dallas that were in different places you can get contracts from. So it was basically kind of giving you structure on your business in areas where you might be lacking, whether it be marketing, whether it be operations, whether it be payroll, whatever it may be. And then at the end of it, they do a big fair, which is next week on the 30th.
Oh,
if y'all want to come, y'all can come.
We want to talk about Paris. October 2025, you debuted your travel shoe bag collection.
Yeah, that was the first one that I did. It was a company out in New York reached out to me. Asked me if I wanted to be a part of the event, and they said it was going to be in Paris. So that was actually the first time that my bag was ever seen on any walkways was in Paris on 2025.
You say it like, yes, I just went down the street and got a cup of water.
Well, see, the thing is, I think with me, the thing is that when you're building something and when you're in the middle of building something, I think it's hard to really stop and see what you've accomplished. I think the people on the outside can kind of see it for you and give you perspective on it. But when you're building, you can't really see it. Then you don't have time really to stop and really think about, everything that you accomplished. So it's kind of, for me, it's kind of like I haven't got to where I need to be yet. So it's just kind of like focus on where I need to go and not really as much as I probably should focus on some of the things I accomplished.
Okay, can we go a little deep?
Let's go deep.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
When it comes to being accomplished and when it comes to this, I want to ask you this because you said some things that I agree and disagree. And we're rebels. You're a Gemini. We're the same sign, so you already know.
Right.
When it comes to the level of success and really congratulating yourself, what are you looking for to say, okay, I can now say I'm proud of me? Or not saying you're not saying it now. Let me say that correctly. Yeah. But you said that I haven't got where I need to be or I haven't gotten where I want to be. Where is that location?
For me, it will be when I become a household name.
I wanted to make sure you knew that because of your accomplishments that you share and that you don't share. Even with the Paris, France, you were not only called, you were invited. Yeah. And when you got that phone call, was it just a regular phone call of, oh my God, they just called it? Or was the excitement level there?
Well, at first they sent me I want to say they sent me a DM on Instagram, but I thought it was like playing around. DM? Like they sent me a DM. I'm like, nah, this is a joke. I get a bunch of DMs on people saying different stuff all the time, and it'd be like never pans out to be anything. So first he had sent me a DM, and I kind of ignored it. He sent me another DM, and I ignored that too. Then he gave me a phone call and left a message. I was like, oh, this real right here. I was like, this is real right here. This serious.
Right,
Yeah. Let me call him back.
Right.
So yeah, when I called him back, he was like, I was one of the brands that he was impressed with, and I didn't even know he was watching me. And that's the thing I think about when you do stuff. I think for me, the times when I felt like I was doing things and nobody was watching, people were still watching. I might have felt like nobody was watching the things that I was doing, but people are always watching, especially on social media. People are always watching.
Let's go a little deeper into that. You dropped a lot of dimes and people probably missed. But your main thing that caught me is watching. Yeah. When you said somebody's always watching, because I say that all the time. You watch how you speak. You watch how you dress. My grandfather, my grandmother, my aunts and uncles, they're old school. You don't go outside looking crazy. Yeah. You know, when you said watching, how did that feel to know those eyes were watching? Because it could be 1,000 people in the room, but the one person that really paid attention to you could be the most relevant. Yeah. Can you go and elaborate on that word watching?
Well, for me, watching is kind of started when I was younger. Kind of like you, my mom was old school. So it was, you didn't go outside if you wasn't dressed properly. You didn't look to par. You didn't speak to par, Right. You didn't open doors. You didn't do certain things, you know. So my mom is kind of like, I'm from Florida, so, deep South. So she has kind of like that deep South kind of feel for her. So I've always had that perspective, no matter where I am, somebody is always watching you, you know. And another thing that I think always stuck with me is your first impression is the only impression that matters. The first impression of what somebody has of you. So I always try to, when somebody meet me, like the first impression I want to always be good when I first meet you. Because I don't know if I'm going to meet you again, but maybe I will. But maybe I'll meet you the first time. And maybe later on down the line, you'll think of me later on. I met this guy. He said he had a bag line. Let me call him. Let me reach out to him. I got a good energy from him. So that's kind of always kind of how I looked at it, or how I take somebody's watching you.
In the backstory of Adrian, being from Florida, Mr. Mills, before the family, things of that nature, growing up and learning what you're liking and what you dislike. What is the one thing that you say in your childhood that contributed to the success of the man that I'm sitting in front of today?
Early on, my mom always dressed me a certain kind of way. I've always kind of been in fashion because my mom always dressed me a certain kind of way. My mom always had me from polo from head to toe. From when I was little, so I think I've always been into fashion into some degree.
Before you even knew it.
Before I even knew it, I just didn't know I was going to get into it later on in life because I had some other businesses that I did that, some of them panned out, some of them didn't.
Right.
But when this idea came to me, I felt like this was perfect for who I was as a person that represented me for what I wanted to do. So I think early on, my mom molded that fashion into me. Early on, and then I think now my wife is actually more fashion one than I am. She picks out most of my clothes and everything, so she's the one kind of got me in the upper fashion, if you want to say, the luxury fashion. She kind of put me more onto the luxury fashion of things.
Now, when you were in Atlanta, and in that market, of course, it's a very, very fashion state or fashion city, as we know that. What were the challenges that were your biggest thing in branding yourself or making sure people knew who you were or what you had to bring to the table?
Well, actually, in Atlanta, I hadn't even started this in Atlanta. I moved from Atlanta, actually. We lived in Atlanta from 2006 to 2011.
Oh, okay.
And then from 2011, I've been here since 2011.
Oh, so you moved to Texas in 2011. Okay, I apologize. I have my dates incorrectly.
No.
Because I have Atlanta, but I have Atlanta 2018. Okay, my apologies. My corrections.
No. We moved to here kind of then. But I think for me, being in Atlanta kind of got me in that headspace of kind of more fashion, you want to say, because it kind of introduced me to that upper level of fashion in Atlanta. Okay. And I think back when I moved there, fashion was super, super huge in Atlanta, and you had the athletes and you had the ball players and you had the entertainers. You had everybody there, so you could go downtown in Atlanta and see everybody, you know what I mean?
That's
see
true.
a lot of individuals. So I think that kind of helped me mold me. And then just moving here, it was just a process of what I want to do and how I want to do it from there.
So since you've been in Dallas, how has the market changed for you? Because it seems like the market in Dallas is a little bit slower than it may be in Atlanta, but you make your own lane.
I think I wasn't influenced by anything as I probably would have been in Atlanta. So I was able to be, I think, more creative in my opinion, because it wasn't as much here. So it allowed me to be more creative. I think if I was in Atlanta, it's possible I could have got influenced by something else and maybe created something different. But I think since we were slower here, creatively, I could do kind of what I want to do here.
Do you have any in front of you that you could show us?
One is the sling bag that I just recently made, and production is almost finished on these bags.
Nice. And what do you call that bag? Is that the man bag or?
It's a sling bag. So you can
sling bag.
you
Sling bag.
throw it over your shoulder, and it kind of hangs like that.
Okay, that's what you had on when you walked in.
Yeah, that's what I had when I walked in.
Okay. So and it has compartments?
Yes, it has. So you can zip it in the front, and in the front there's a compartment if you want to carry keys, wallet, cell phone, passport. And then also there's another big compartment in here if you want to carry some additional things in here. You can carry some additional things as well. And all of my bags, most of my bags have this dark suede in it. That's kind of like the theme for most of mine. Even the big bag has a dark suede.
Let me turn it around. There you go, you guys.
Dark suede in it.
Very, very nice. Okay, you guys can see the bag now. It's very, very nice.
Inside compartments, my logo is inside of there. And then it's an inside compartment here as well if you want to put your iPhone or your case, iPhone case, earbud case. Okay. And then there's also another pocket on this flip side if you want to add some additional things as well.
Very nice. Yeah. Very nice. And the details. Do you think of things that you would carry to have them so many details? Because some bags don't even have 2 pockets, much less 4.
Yeah, for me, I be carrying a lot of stuff on me, so I always think like customer-wise, like I want to make sure it's as much room as possible for them to put as many things as they can in the bag. While still looking good while they do it. I have another bag, which is the duffel bag, and this is the bag.
That's the bag you was talking about.
I've been getting a lot of people been inquiring and asking me about.
That is nice.
And this is my first signature duffel bag right here that we've created, and we're almost finished with production with this one as well.
Okay, is that one done?
This has been done.
That was okay. You can leave that one here.
The great thing about this one is, and I'm gonna show this because I haven't even showed this to anybody yet. So the inside of the bag I haven't showed to anybody, and if you're looking inside of the bag, I got another bag in there as well. I got all kind of.
Oh, nice! Now, see, that's the one I seen. That's the one my son wants.
Yeah,
his birthday's coming up. I've got to get that one.
So in the middle of this bag, as you see, is what you call them. But we also have a compartment in here. Yeah.
Oh, you could sneak some money in that bag.
Yeah, you can sneak a lot in this bag.
He said, "Yeah, you can sneak a lot in that bag."
So I've also set this bag up to be where you can do a regular duffel bag and you can carry everything in. But also we've done something with this bag as well, which is kind of different and unique. I put a divider in there, so if you want to divide your shoes from your clothes, you can divide your shoes from your clothes. Oh, that is neat.
And that stands up.
And that stands up in the bag.
You see that? Yeah. That is nice. That is very, and smart.
Yeah. So
I've never seen that in a bag. Right.
And also another feature that I added that I thought was going to be great. So this back portion here has a back pocket back there.
Smart.
But if you unzip it right here, it opens up and you can put it down on your luggage right there. That slides right down on your luggage right there.
It looks really sturdy. It does. Yeah. It does. I love the color. That color is nice.
And then the handle, we did some things with the handle. We put touches of the leather on the handle right here. We put the gold accents and we put other touches of the handle as well right there.
Very nice. Yeah. When it comes to the details of this bag, don't put it down yet. Don't put it down yet, y'all. This is my bag. I'm claiming it. When it comes to the details, this side pocket right under there, is that another compartment?
Oh, absolutely. I forgot about that. And this one zips up, and this is a side compartment where you can put your beats and your iPads right there as well.
And it looks deep.
Oh, yeah, it's deep. It's all the way down.
That's one thing, bags nowadays, because my luggage, the pockets are normally this short.
Yeah.
That is nice.
So every pocket that I make on my bags, I make sure I make deep pockets.
Smart.
Again, so you can carry a decent amount of stuff in there because it's pointless if you put a pocket in there and you can't carry anything in there.
Which happens a lot.
Right. It happens a lot. So I put a lot of thought in my bags, and I kind of look at what some of the major people do, Gucci, Tumi, Louis Vuitton, and some of them, and I kind of add some extra things that I know that they're not going to add because they're just trying to push out bags.
Absolutely, because Louis has deep pockets, but they don't have that many.
Right, they don't have that many.
I don't have a Gucci bag, but I've had a Louis, and the Louis pockets are not that many. They have maybe 2, and one is this short.
Right.
I don't know what it's supposed to be for.
Right.
But, sorry, Louis. But yes, that is a nice bag.
Right.
That is really nice. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
That for my bag. You know what I'm saying? But yes, that creativity is really smart. Now, before you start making bags, when you created even the details of the bag, was that from when you traveled? That's something you noticed, okay, I don't have this, so when I create my bag, I need to get this?
Yeah, it was something like, okay, I traveled, and when I was traveling, I was actually starting to write down stuff that I wanted to do. If I was to create a bag, this is what. So that's where it originally came from. I didn't know I was going to create the bag. I was like, okay, if I make a bag, I need to have separate compartments in it because my shoes got messed up. With separate compartments, I also need to have pockets in it so I can carry more things.
Right.
But I want to give it a high end feel. I don't want to look like a regular bag. I want it to look like a high end bag. I'm the type that in my notes is 1,000 notes in there because I'm gonna write everything down in my notes and then I'm gonna come back and look back at it later on. In what's column, because if I don't, I'll forget it because I be having so many ideas and so many thoughts.
Right.
So I just started writing down my notes. This is what I want the bag to look like, and then I kind of formulated from there. After I did that.
At the time that you created this bag with the world in such a roar because of COVID, what was the calm to your storm in not letting that deter you from being creative?
So I started to formulate an idea in 2019. In 2020, I didn't do a whole lot with it in 2020 because of COVID, but I had a lot of time to think because we weren't going anywhere. We weren't doing nothing. So I had a lot of time to be creative and think because I was in the house most of the day. So that's how I kind of formulated my ideas. In 2021, the last 6 or 7 years, I kind of picked it up and put it back down, picked up and put it back down. The last 3 years, I've been consistently kind of on it the last 2 or 3 years. But I did pick it up. I will put it down. I'll pick it up. I'll put it down. And that wasn't just because of creativity. That's just because of everything that you do costs money.
It does.
If you get a sample, it's money. Materials, money. Everything is money. So some of that, sometimes I'll be like, okay, I done spent enough money. I need to put it down for a minute. I'll come back to it in a minute.
And in my world, we call it hiatus.
Right.
It's okay to put it down. And a lot of people think if I'm not doing something 24/7 that I'm not successful. Yeah. It's okay to put it down. Can you elaborate a little bit more on when you put it down and what that process and that decision making was?
So the decision making more was financially, I felt like I had put what I could put in it at that current moment. So
absolutely.
I put it down, but I think people got to understand putting it down doesn't mean you kill your idea.
Yes.
I was still formulating ideas with it, not doing anything to it, but I was still formulating in my head what I wanted things to look like, how I want to go, who I want to partner with, how I want to take it, how I want the design to be. So I was still doing a lot of things creatively in my head.
Right.
I just wasn't putting any emotion behind it or putting any money into it at that time. Yeah.
You like to help others. You like to bring information to others. Am I correct in saying that?
Absolutely.
So when you were building your own, were you receiving a lot of help from others? Or was it the opposite to make you want to give so much because you didn't?
I didn't really receive a lot of help from others. I had a mentor that I had met. It was a lady out in Philadelphia, and she kind of helped me through the process actually of what to do because I don't have any fashion background, anything like that. Okay. So I didn't know what I needed, how I need to do it, but she kind of helped me through that process. So that was the main person. That was the main person that helped me through the process, but it wasn't a lot of help out there. And I feel like as a black man, I feel like there's not a lot of opportunities in the fashion space for us. Right. So I want to provide that opportunity for, I know there's millions and millions of probably black individuals, black men that want to start a fashion business, but they don't know how to do it. They don't know where to start at. Right. So I want to do something where I can provide resources for them to kind of get involved in fashion. And I want my company to be kind of involved and engulfed around that as well.
As a black man, let's touch on that just for a minute, and a successful black man, because in this society, they make it seem as if it's different. Oh, he's successful. Oh, he's black. Oh, he's this. We have so many successful black men that are not acknowledged, that are not praised enough, is what I say. Yeah. When you come to your success and you come to rooms that there's not many of you, how is that feeling as a black man?
So for me, I don't take it as being anything but, okay, I'm right where I need to be. I'm right where God has placed me. Mm-hmm. So I always look at the opportunity and go in there, open-minded and kind of clear, no matter who's in the room. I kind of turn off my mind to whatever color the person is in the room, and just the opportunity that I'm being provided right then. That's what I'm locked into, whatever opportunity is being provided.
Now, being here in the South, our culture is a little bit different from Paris and from the North and from, I'll even say, the East and sometimes the West Coast. What is something that you value the most of your, I'll say, your lane of fashion and things of that nature compared to the other different areas? And when I say different areas, I mean like fashion of jeans or fashion of apparel or fashion of jewelry or fashion of anything that's in the other types of fashion is what
You're talking about as far as more than like just bags is what you mean?
Yes, sir.
For me, again, like I said, I've always wanted to do something different. So doing bags was something different for me. Not to knock anybody that's doing clothes, but I think a lot of people are doing clothes. A lot of people are doing, jewelry, and a lot of people are doing face products and hair care products.
That is true.
So I wanted to get in the lane that I felt like was a market that I can attack, and I know I could be dominating. Yeah, I can dominate in that market, because it's not that many people that's doing bags.
That's
It's a
true.
few people that's doing bags that I do know, and I have seen a couple of people lately that are doing bags, but it's not that many people are doing bags. So I want to get in my field, in my lane, and dominate that lane. Yeah.
Now, the keychains, those are all available at this time, correct?
Those are also
Okay,
available
so I
at this
gotta
time.
get a
That's
keychain
correct.
as well. Now, are we developing any other unique items besides keychains or anything to that nature that you're storming up in this brain of?
I got another idea, but I can't really talk
you
about
can
it
talk
right
about it now?
now.
Okay, I can't go too exclusive.
I can't talk about it right now, but I got another idea that I'm kind of
Okay.
pondering in my head. I'll probably put it out right before Christmas, probably.
Now, have you gotten any ideas from wifey of any type of bags?
Now, as far as the color pattern for these bags, actually, my wife picked out the color patterns for the big shoe bag. I didn't pick out that color pattern. She told me to do the gray with the brown. So
Smart.
she picked out that. She picked out the color pattern
Shout
for it.
out to you, Miss Mills. That was good. That was good because it is unique.
Yeah.
Because of course you think of red and green, that's Gucci.
Yeah.
You think of brown and light brown or light cream, that's Louis.
That's Louis, yeah.
Those color contrasts, you think ASPS.
Right.
So good job. Of course, in this fashion world, you have people that always want to work with you. People that want to pick your brain, people that want to collab with you. Is there any one company that you would consider creating a bag with or creating a bag for?
So I just recently partnered. I don't know if you got this on your notes. I just recently
I
partnered with
do.
Retail Village in Atlanta.
Yes. I have to ask to make sure I can release it because if I say it and I can't release it.
I'm probably not supposed to be
I
saying
know,
it, but
right?
I'm saying it anyway.
It was in a place that
So we're doing a partnership where my bags will be in the store and it will be in the Atlanta airport.
Congratulations.
So we are thinking about doing some kind of collaboration with a bag.
That's good. Congratulations on the one that I knew and the one I didn't know. Now, when you talk about the opportunities of others, I know there are a lot of small companies come to you. They want help. They want ideas. They want information. How do you differentiate who you're going to assist or who is just talking just to try to get attention?
I think for me, I just look at the individual and communication. Communication is key to me. And I'm the type of individual, I'm different. I'm a little bit different in how I approach business. So if you come to me and you talk about business, I expect to go 100 miles an hour with it if that's what you're talking about, we're about to do. Right. Now, if your communication is, I hear from you 1 week and it's 3-4 weeks, I don't hear from you no more, I'm not doing that. You know what I mean? Right. But if you're serious about it, yeah, I'm collaborating. Every and anybody I'll talk to. Anybody that asks me for help, I'll give out the information or help. I've given help to a lot of different people as far as like brands and what they need to do to get started. So I don't have a problem giving out information. I'll give out the resources for free, but you have to be serious about what you're doing if I'm going to spend time on it. This
powerful mindset and this strong. You talk about mom. Is mom the only one that helped develop this mindset?
No, actually my dad is the one who helped me develop the entrepreneur mindset. Because like when I was younger, my dad used to do like Outback cleanings at night, and he kind of had his own little business going, and that kind of got me in that entrepreneur spirit. So my dad and my mom is more conservative. She's not gonna do anything outside of what she need to do. You know what I mean? Right. She's no risk taker. My dad is a risk taker, and he took a lot of different risks on a lot of different businesses when I was younger. Right. So I think that kind of molded me into that entrepreneurship that I am today. Absolutely. And that kind of molded my mindset because I used to go with him to do these things as well. He taught me early. Right. And then some other things. I played piano when I was younger. I played soccer. I played baseball. I played football. I played basketball. I did it all. I played golf, so I did a lot of different things, I think, that kind of molded me in a lot of different ways.
Well-rounded, exactly. Absolutely. My boss said it best. Having that mindset to not be afraid to go get it, that comes from dad.
Yeah, that comes from dad.
Because a lot of the risks that you've taken, from the fashion to moving to different cities to making the adjustments, even with the family, how was those adjustments, and why was that something that you felt that was necessary? Because you could have stayed in Florida.
Well, I knew for me, I don't know about for everybody else, I knew Florida was a small town, and I knew if I wanted to broaden my horizons, and I know for me, like, I knew I wanted to go to different places in life, so I know I had to leave Jacksonville in order to go to those places. If not, I wouldn't be able to go to the places that I've been, or have the mindset I've been, if I hadn't seen more things, or I hadn't seen different things around different places of the city and out of the country as well.
I know a lot of people say, I have to go away to make it and then come home. Do you feel that that was the story being in Jacksonville?
So yeah, I think Jacksonville is a place I love. Again, I love home. It's always home, and that's gonna always be, something I enjoy going back. I know a lot of people there. Most of my family still lives in Jacksonville as well.
Shout out
but
to the Mills.
Yeah, just to kind of broaden my horizons, I had to kind of move out and kind of spread my wings a little bit.
Was each city something that you gravitated to make it this person that I'm looking at in front of me?
To be honest, decision to move, I always wanted to move from Jacksonville, but I got an opportunity at work to move to Atlanta. And so that's why I moved to Atlanta. And then from Atlanta, I got an opportunity at work to move to Dallas. So these were really work opportunities, but they just translated. I use them for other things, other than just work.
Smart. And the great thing about it is being your own business, especially being an entrepreneur. Yeah. You got to make it happen. You got to make it happen. You got to make it happen. I don't worry about the what ifs. I worry about the what is. Is that your mindset when it comes to making sure that your driven passion is go, go, go? We got to make this happen.
Yeah, I think sometimes it's a gift and a curse as well.
I agree.
I will go all the way in on something no matter what, but I'm the type, I feel like I can always make money. So whatever I put money in, I'm going to make it back some kind of way. I don't know how I'm going to make it back all the time, but I always make it back. So I have never had a problem putting money in, and I'll go all in on something. That's just me.
Now, I want to touch bases on the investments, because a lot of people want to do business. A lot of people want to have things. A lot of people want things, but they want it given. You got to put the work in, and you got to invest in yourself. What was that initial conversation when you had, maybe with your wife, that, baby, I know you said that this might not be it, but let me just go on and do this? Have you guys ever had that conversation?
So no, I just went head in for.
Oh my God!
I just went head in all the way in, you know what I mean? I just went all the way in on it. Like, one thing, like, my mom and my wife knows, when I start talking about something, it's usually, it's already done. This is just a confirmation to let you know that I'm about to do it. Like, when I talk to my mom and I'm telling her something, she said, I know you just talking to me because I know you already done it already. You're not asking for my opinion for it. You done it already.
That is funny. That is so hilarious. Oh my God, this hour went by so fast. Now, before you leave, can you tell them how to follow you for those that are not following you, as well as how to get your bag?
Instagram is ASPS_Luxury.
Yes.
On TikTok, I think it's ASPS Luxury. So again, on Instagram, it's ASPS_Luxury. And then on TikTok, it is ASPS Luxury. My website is www.aspsluxury.com.
I know
so
that
you can
one.
buy
I'll stay on there.
You can buy all the bags on there. And I also have hyperlinks on all my social medias that will take you to my website.
Wonderful. Now, do you have any shout outs to anyone before you leave us today?
I got to shout out to Michael Kelly. Michael Kelly has done some amazing things for me. And I met this man at I think it was at Paul Quinn Black College. I was doing like a booth there, and he said he met me there, and I don't even remember meeting him.
Wow.
Because we met, and that was like last year, and from there he's been in contact with me from there, and he has provided me like endless opportunities. I didn't even know him.
Amazing.
Yeah, he's a man of his word.
True. He makes it happen. He's brought so many guests to the show, including yourself, and he's always, Kisha Simone, I got you. That's his word. Kisha Simone, I got you.
And I've met a lot of people, so a lot of people will tell you what they're gonna do. So when he first reached out to me, he was like, "Yeah, I got this for you, I got that for you." I'm thinking to myself, like, "Yeah, okay, you got that for me." But he's really a man of his word. So I got to shout out Michael. Michael has helped me out a lot, considering he didn't even know me. You know what I mean? So shout out to Michael for making everything happen.
Of course. Anyone else? Wife, children?
Wife, kids. Y'all know I love you. I got 2 girls. One of them is going to the 12th grade and one of them is going to the 10th. 18 months apart. So
team.
I'm almost done. I ain't quite there yet.
Well, I want to thank you so much for being on the show today. This has been a powerful hour, and we didn't even finish. That means it was a good show. We didn't even take any breaks. So thank you so much for all the information and the knowledge you dropped. That was powerful. Did you enjoy yourself?
Absolutely. I appreciate you for having me. I could do this
Of
all day.
course. So you guys, make sure y'all tune in every Saturday here at 12 noon Central Standard Time. We're getting ready to head out. Thank you so much. Y'all make sure y'all go get a bag, because when I show my bag, I'm going to have my bag on like this every Saturday on the show. So y'all make sure y'all support him. ASPS Bags in the building. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Y'all come back next Saturday. We got Miss Kelly on next Saturday. I'm your girl, Kisha Simone. Bye.